Somehow, I'm faintly aware of the fact that I'm already half awake. My eyelids feel so incredibly heavy that the idea of opening them starts to feel like wishful thinking. No, more importantly than that, I just don't want to. My bed is so nice and comfortable and warm. For some reason, I feel like I've gone through 7 rounds of wrestling with a truck. Well, hyperbole aside, I do feel kinda sore. I haven't been sleeping very well lately and feel tired all the time. Although this is already more or less old news to me, thank you, insomnia. Last night was many times worse. The reason was painfully obvious to me. I really wanted to win. Shuichi had been training and looking forward to that competition for months. Even if he always tried to hide his excitement when asked, I knew better than anyone else how important it was to him. And up to the time I fell asleep, he still hadn't answered any of my messages. I don't want to see him looking like that anymore. I hear the sound of knocking, suddenly dragging my attention away from my own thoughts. When I open my eyes, I see Aki at the door. I lazily prop myself up on my elbows, looking at my brother while blinking groggily. Good morning. Wow, were you actually awake before I knocked on the door? Somewhat. In the process, at least. And here I thought I need the bucket. You throw water at me and you die. Oh, no, not water. Just the bucket. You want to throw a bucket on me? To wake you up, yeah. That way I won't damage the bed. Buckets are heavy. You'd break my nose. Don't be so melodramatic. Either way, you should probably get up already. Today's your school festival. As if I'd forget something that important. By the time I finally go downstairs, I'm no more awake than I was minutes ago. Even after showering, drying all my fur, brushing my teeth, etc. I still feel like just crawling back onto my bed and sleeping through summer. The season hasn't even started yet, and I already hate it. Aki, is the AC on at all? I'm melting. It's only a bit warmer than the previous days. It's not that bad. No, it's definitely bad. What day did the weather report say would be the official start of summer? The 5th? Who cares? I just know that it's really hot. Aki shrugs, packing what looks to be a filled lunchbox into his bag. By the way, do you plan on coming by the festival after school? He pauses, musing the question for a few seconds with an overly dramatic look on his face that just screams, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I don't really want to miss much practice. The festival only lasts 4 days, and you didn't go a single day last year. There's not much of interest to me in the first place. Hey, a lot of people worked really hard to make it happen, you know. Yeah, and if any of those people were here, I'd apologize for being insensitive. But since none of them are, I'll just finish packing for school. Little brat. Aki rolls his eyes at the sight of my unhappy grumbling. I swear, he used to be so cute. By the way, Shuichi told me your class is doing a Chinese diner. Do you plan on sticking around to help any this year? Nope. You already know how I roll. I like to Yeah, you like to be lazy, I know. What? That's just plain rude. Try to check up on Shuichi if you can, okay? I don't need you to tell me that. That's already in my list of priorities. I didn't even know you had one of those. Or is priority number 1 to make a list of priorities? You're really asking to be slapped at this point. Akali cheekily shows me his tongue, closing his school bag and propping it behind his back. I'm gonna get going now. You should try not to be late either. Tell Shuichi I said hi and have fun. The sound of the door closing echoes down the hall. Yuichi, good morning. I hear a familiar voice calling out to me from the stairs. When I turn to look, I see my mom dressed in her usual work attire, fiddling with her bag by the stairs. That's new. You're usually long gone by the time I wake up. My hours got changed a little bit. We got a few new hires in the office, so I don't need to be pulling overtime every day. Knowing you, you're probably super bitter about it. Mom puckers up her lips with a humph, her brow furrowing deeply. So what if I like my work? It's not much better than staying at home and being bored. Thanks, Mom. I love you too. You know that's not what I meant. My God, where did I put my keys? You mean the ones right here on top of the kitchen island? I grab at a pair of keys I noticed as soon as I walk downstairs, spinning them around on my thumb for effect. Oh, that's right. I left them there after I had dinner. I forgot. What did you think of it, by the way? It wasn't much, but I tried to change the spice mix I usually use a little. It tasted a little milder than usual, but as always, it was delicious. Thanks. Will you drop by the school festival for a bit this week? You do have free time, apparently. I'll try, but I might just end up working on some stuff once I get home. Seriously, you're too much of a workaholic. It's okay to relax every now and again, you know? By the way, have you wished your father a good day yet? As soon as she says those words, I freeze. Mom. She slowly shakes her head sideways, sighing. You kids never pay him any attention. He's gonna get really lonely, you know. She walks up to a small wooden shrine we have in the corner of the living room. Aki and I keep the door to it closed all the time because we just don't like looking at it. Because of it, hardly anyone who comes here ever notices. Half the time, even I forget that it's there. Mom delicately opens the doors, revealing a few small pottery ornaments, an incense burner, and, right at the center of the whole thing, a single framed picture of my dad. Because Dad was never much one for pictures, the only good picture Mom could find of him was from back when he was in high school, too. It just creeps me out to see him looking so young. You know, your father probably misses you boys very much. It wouldn't kill you to pay your respects every now and again. Reaching inside her handbag, she grabs a lighter and uses it to light a stick of incense, placing it inside the burner. She kneels in front of the shrine, putting both of her hands together in prayer. I watch the whole thing from the corner of my eye, my throat suddenly feeling like it has something stuck in it. No matter how much I try, I just can't bring myself to watch it. To me, it just feels wrong. Like clinging to a past that will never come back instead of moving forward. I'm sure it must be even weirder for Aki. He never even got to meet the man after all. Have a good day, Ken. Still, as far as I know, she follows the same routine every day. Before leaving the house and before going to bed, day by day, always doing the same. My mind refuses to accept such a routine. I feel like if I were to start doing something like that, I'd just remain stuck in place. Mom gets up, fixing the hem of her skirt and walking to the door. I'll try to be home when you boys get back. If I can, I'll make dinner too. I can't have you doing everything around the house all the time. It's all right. You don't have to worry about that. You work really hard after all. She smiles, walking up to me and cupping my cheek with her left hand. You're really sweet, Yuichi, but I'm your mother. I'm the one who's supposed to be taking care of you, not the other way around. Jeez, you don't have to fuss over every little thing. I love you too. Have a good day with your festival, okay? Oh, and if you see Shuichi-kun and Hitoka-chan, tell them I said hi. Will do. I walk up to the shrine Mom was praying to, making sure to put out the incense so it doesn't burn anything. You're not really here, are you, old man? As is to be expected, the picture cannot respond. Sighing, I close the door again, shutting it back inside. Just getting near the school gates, I can already hear a lot of activity in the area. Lots of students arrived early in the morning to finish setting things up so all would be ready before the official start time. Which of course just makes it so they create an unofficial start time. I wasn't all that interested in waking up early, so I decided to come a little bit later in the morning. By getting there later in the day, there is more movement going around and more events have been prepared. Lots of different booths have been set up across the school grounds. Some of them are just games, others try to show part of the school curriculum in a way that might attract attention. Science experiments, diagrams, there are all kinds of setups fighting for attention. But the most popular end up being the foods. The smell of all kinds of foods wafts around the campus grounds and tons of people gravitate around these stands. I have to admit, part of me is really interested in going around sampling the foods right away, but I know I should probably hold on for a while. But I know the first day is the best time to go sampling around the different displays, trying to see everything they have to offer. The reason for that is quite simple. In our school, the first day of the cultural festival is always closed for students and staff only. That gives students the chance to do a little test run before opening to the public, as well as just giving people some time to prepare for the larger influx that would soon follow. It's also the only reason why people who would usually be very busy can find themselves free. Like... Hey, you! Good morning! Hey there! It looks like I'm not the only one sauntering around the school grounds early in the morning. Sauntering? Did you fall asleep on top of a dictionary or something? Are you gonna get on my case just because I used an unusual word? I'm considering it. Did you run into anyone else yet? Last I checked, Urishihara was trying to organize the class's haunted house. I ran into Saya-chan a bit earlier, but we just greeted each other in passing. She seemed a bit busy. Oh no. Do you think our plans to walk around the festival together as a group won't pan out? I think it's a bit too early to tell. It's not even 9 a.m. yet. Fair enough, I guess. Is something the matter? Oh, no, everything's fine. You sure? You don't seem fine. I eye Shuichi up and down, trying to get a feel for how he's feeling right now. Oops. I really need to get rid of that button on my stylus. I hit it too often. Even though I expected him to be super down, he's actually incredibly normal. He's so casual right now that it's actually scaring me a little. Shuichi, are you okay? Huh? Why wouldn't I be? I mean, there was the competition yesterday and all. Yeah, there was. What about it? His neutral, composed reaction is such a far cry from what I saw yesterday that I choke for a second trying to come up with a response. You're acting so nonchalant about it. I guess? Okay, Shuichi, I know you might think acting like nothing is wrong will keep me from worrying, but it's just making me worry even more. Don't be like that. I'm fine. I've had some time to process. Really? Because your voice doesn't make it sound like you're fine. One thing I've learned about Shuichi over the years is that whenever he's very upset, his voice tends to get really quiet and soft. It doesn't happen very often. To date, I can count how many times I've seen it on my fingers. The last one I remember was when the news of his parents divorcing first came out. Even though he was all smiles and acting like nothing was wrong, he was still very quiet and meek. You might have become very good at shouldering your burdens over the years, but even you can't act totally fine when something this huge happens. Come on, you. It's not a big deal. Look, I'll give you a pass because we're out in the open, but once the two of us are alone, I want to talk about this. There's nothing to talk about. We'll talk and that's that. Man, you can be really pushy sometimes. Only because I care. I guess. Anyway, I should probably get going. There are still some things I need to do before I can really consider myself free. Alright. I'll see you later, Shuichi. You bet. Even inside the school hallways, the whole place is packed with students running down the halls in a rush. It's kind of funny. I'm almost 100% sure none of these people would be in such a rush if they were trying to get to something like a class they're late for. Priorities, I guess. As I'm going up the stairs to my floor, I see Kei-kun about to head downstairs. Ah, Yuichi-san, good morning. Good morning. He promptly greets me with a smile, stopping right in front of the staircase. I finished climbing the last few steps so I can be level with him. Are you just arriving? I thought you would have gotten here earlier so you could spend as much time checking out the festival as possible. I missed the chance to sleep in? No way. Fair enough. My class is kind of rushing to try to get everything set up properly. We found out that there's still too much light creeping in through the windows, so they're trying to tape them off. Isn't that gonna be a huge hassle to remove later? Probably. I'm trying not to think about it. The whole thing is already a chore to work on as is. My condolences. By the way, are you still going to have free time later today for us to all get together? That came out all stuttery. For sure. I told them I'd be ducking out today already. I have people to cover for me. The whole class is much more excited about the concept of our venue than I am, so there's no lack of volunteers. People actually want to be working during the festival? That's kind of sad. I'm pretty sure the opposite of person that refuses to work and just gives more work to others is much, much sadder. Not at all subtle there. I wasn't trying to be. Any idea when I can swing by your class's display? Well, probably be up and running in about an hour or so. Although, honestly, I don't see the appeal in doing a haunted house thing in the middle of the morning. I'm pretty sure it'd still be fun. You and I have very different ideas of fun. What's that? Could it be it scares you too much? Whoa, really? Well, I wasn't expecting that. Shut up. I'm not one for cheap thrills, okay? That's a very refined way to say you're chicken. You can be so annoying sometimes. Ah, thanks. That wasn't a compliment. Either way, I need to get going right now. Can't afford to start slacking right now. Alright, good luck. Thanks. I'll see you later. Kei-kun passes by me and walks down the stairs. I turn to watch him go, lingering in my spot for a second before continuing to make my way up. As soon as I walk into my class, I see all the walls have been decorated with strips of colored paper and with multiple paper lanterns dangling from the ceiling. I know this place was decorated on Friday, but I swear there are more lanterns here than there were when I last checked. Still, as soon as the door was opened, an orange figure runs up to me excitedly. Yuichi-san! I barely even had time to acclimate to my surroundings, and he's already boisterously jumping around in front of me. Hey there, June. You look pretty happy.
Look at me! I got my waiter uniform. Look, isn't it cool?
June spins around where he stands, trying to show off the whole thing to me.
Doesn't it look great on me?
Yes, it does, June. You look very cute in that uniform.
What? Cute? I'm not cute. That's for girls.
I don't know what to tell you there, June. You're pretty cute.
Nuh-uh. I'm not.
All right. You're not. Settle down there. No need to get so fussy over it.
I'm not fussy.
Oh man, trying to keep a straight face after hearing that is really tough. Anyway, you're all set up to be a waiter, huh?
Yes. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I have no idea how going around serving people food is supposed to be fun, but hey, to each their own. I look around the room, seeing a few of our classmates dressed in similar clothes to June. For some reason, there are barely any waitresses here. In fact, most of them are guys. What happened to the girls? It's looking like a real sausage. Bleh. It's looking like a real sausage party in here.
A sausage party?
Oh, never mind. Probably shouldn't use an expression like that around June. I really don't need to taint him with that sort of thing. Anyway, what happened to the girls? It's mostly just guys around here.
Oh, I actually asked Ayako-san about that. She said most girls refused to wear the Chinese dress, but that she said they all agreed anyway, so the guys would too.
So she basically used the promise of girls in Chinese dresses as bait to get more waiters. That's really scummy. The improv kitchen is looking pretty good though. Although, why is it all hidden behind panels? The entire area that used to be the blackboard had been walled off with wooden bamboo panels that then got decorated with multiple Chinese symbols. Dragons, lions, some letters. Wait, is that the Chinese zodiac over there?
Apparently Jin-kun said he felt too shy about cooking with the guests, so being able to see him.
But doesn't walling off the whole area mean that the heat from the burners will be trapped in there?
Yeah. Jin-kun was complaining about that.
These guys are insane.
Oh, but there are a few holes cut out on the counter, so the waiters can pick out the food when it's ready.
Seriously, how the hell did you people have all these crazy ideas? Hopefully there won't be any accidents.
You don't have to worry about the others, Yuichi-san. As the oldest one here, I'll make sure to look after them.
You're the one most at risk of causing an accident. Maybe I should talk to Gin and ask him to not let June handle any hot plates. Will they even serve cold plates? Ah, fuck, what voice did I give her? I'm just gonna accept that I'm never gonna have consistent voices for any of the side characters. Especially not girls, because I only have like 2 girl voices. June-kun, we need your help here. A voice calls June from amidst the mess of chairs and panels on the other end of the room.
Ah, I'm coming. Sorry, Yuichi-san. We'll have to talk later.
It's alright. I'm gonna take a walk around the place. We'll meet up later.
Yeah, I can't wait.
June scurries away and disappears into the kitchen area. Smiling and shaking my head slightly, I make my way out the door to explore the festival a little more. After I walked around for a bit on my own, I noticed the time we agreed to meet was coming close to arriving. Once I got to the agreed upon meeting place, I decided to stand around with my hands in my pockets and just watch the students passing by while I waited. Even though there are probably a lot of students who decided they couldn't be bothered to show up today, the place still feels so much livelier than usual. Somehow, even though I tend to hate crowds, watching all these students my own age walking around with their friends and having fun kind of makes me feel, I don't know, kind of at ease. It's the weird feeling. Us! Of course, my pleasant, relaxed mood is soon interrupted by this troglodyte that I call my childhood friend, with her now commonplace loud greeting. Hey, Sai-chan, you're here early. So are you. I guess that's true. How come you're not wearing your uniform? Sai-chan looks down at herself, examining her own clothes up front and back. I think to myself why she would even need to do this, given that she's the one who got dressed. She should know what the hell she's wearing. I guess I just wanted to be comfy. You guess? Yeah. You're way too simple-minded. Hey, Yuichi-kun. How have you been enjoying the festival so far? It's pretty good. Although, I think I prefer the one we had last year. Really? That one was kind of dull for me. That's just because you got stuck behind a desk for most of it and couldn't go around exploring. Ah, you remembered. It's not exactly a hard thing to remember after all. Man, I'm really pumped right now. Really? How come? Well, first of all, there's the bonfire dance. I don't want to miss that. Ironic that you would say that, considering you've never been to it in the last 2 years. Well, sure. But this year, I actually had someone to dance with me as per school tradition. I'll attend. School tradition? Yeah, don't you remember? They say that two people who dance together around the bonfire will be tied together forever. Although, that's more of a platonic thing. Most of the people who do it are friends. There are a few couples that do it too. I guarantee you most of those couples will have broken up before the year's over. Probably. But that's not all that I'm excited about. I ran into Hitoka-chan this morning, and she told me something huge. Apparently, she was on the phone with Shuichi after the competition, and she heard something big. Oh yeah? What is it? Shuichi apparently got scouted yesterday. Huh, was that it? What do you mean, is that it? This is hardly the first time he's gotten scouted. A bunch of teams have already tried to scout him before. Well, I guess that's true. But this time is different. How so? The scout that talked to him was from the Dakota Panthers. What? The Dakota Panthers? They're the #1 professional volleyball team in the country. Are you serious? That's huge. I know, isn't it great? I'm surprised Shuichi would even tell her. He usually just turns these offers down without saying a word. She told me he was on the phone with her when the scout rang the doorbell. He rang the doorbell? That's kind of weird. Usually they either contact you by email or approach you after the competition. I mean, he did disappear yesterday after the match. I guess that's true. Shit, I'm not supposed to be feeling bothered, but... I know Hitoka-chan is his sister, but... she didn't even show up to watch the competition. And he wasn't even reading my messages or answering my calls yesterday. How come he was talking to her? Are you okay, Yuichi-kun? You seem a little out of it. Did you stay up all night again? What? No, I'm fine. I thought you'd be excited about this. I want to be, but... we have no reason to believe he won't turn that offer down too. What? But it's the Panthers. There's no way he'd turn an offer from them down. You'd be surprised. Especially considering the conversation I had with him yesterday. I highly doubt he'd accept their offer just like that. Ah, look! Here comes the boys! I look up on cue with her announcement, seeing the three of them walking out of the main building. Shuichi smiles and waves once he realizes we see them. This is surprising. Did you three meet up on the stairs or something? Not exactly. Urata and I met up inside, but we decided to fetch Kobayashi first. He looked like he was really overwhelmed trying to wait on tables. He was jumping from one place to the other in a hurry. It was really funny. That's not exactly something you should be laughing about, you ass. I look over at June, who is still taking deep breaths, with beads of sweat rolling down his brow and mixing with his fur. Are you okay? You don't look so good. I'm fine. It's just... I didn't realize how hot it would get in the classroom once the burners were all on and we had a bunch of people inside. The place isn't even close to being packed, though. Only half the tables were occupied. If this is too much for you, then you're gonna suffer tomorrow. Don't say that. Come to think of it, this whole thing might be hell for a guy that is afraid of crowds. Waiting tables might have been a bad idea, June. Yuichi-san, you don't need to worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. What? I didn't say anything. It's written all over your face. Wow, he's right. You look like a wrinkly old lady. Watch it, floppy ears. What did I do? Not you, the other floppy ears. Yuichi-kun, calling someone floppy ears is a bit offensive, you know. Like I care. Yuichi-san, you shouldn't be mean to Keisuke-san. I already said I wasn't talking to Kei-kun. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't feel like standing around the entrance watching other people have fun. Yeah, you're right. We should go have some fun. I can't wait to see what the festival is like here. The five of us then start walking while we chat, taking quick looks at interesting booths in between conversations. By the way, Jun-kun, what was your old school festivals like? It was much more sedate. The school didn't have all that many students to begin with. It's probably one of the reasons I'm so bad at dealing with crowds. It was always kind of lonely there. So, there wasn't anything you liked about the festival there? Something I liked? Oh, I remember. The fireworks display there was always pretty nice. Fireworks, huh? So you're the type that likes those? Yes, I love them. Oh, hey. Guess I won't be the only one enjoying them this year then. The only one? These three aren't really fond of fireworks. Hey, that's a little unfair. I like them. They're very pretty. I just need to use earplugs because they hurt my ears. I have the same problem. My hearing is kind of sensitive, so the fireworks really hurt. I prefer to be indoors when they happen. They're pretty meh for me. Maybe it's because I'm colorblind? What? You're colorblind? Oh, I didn't tell you? You rarely ever talk about yourself in the first place, Sai-chan. I guess that's pretty true. I'm sorry to hear. I really don't think being colorblind is why. Even with that, the fireworks should still be pretty. Not that you can attest that with certainty since you're not colorblind yourself. I suppose that's true. You don't have to worry about it, Jun-kun. I don't think I'm missing something or anything like that. It doesn't bother me much. Mizoguchi-san. Oh, hey. They're selling game memorabilia here. Really? Where? And just like that, Jun's attention is whisked away from what seemed to be an important topic because he was too excited about games.
I don't recognize any of these.
Are these all characters from obscure games or something? It would explain why they're so cheap.
Whoa! These are...
Jun points at a set of keychains hanging from the far wall. They seem to be part of a collection since they're all hanging together like that. Do you recognize them, Jun?
Yes! They're from an old-school American RPG released about 20 years ago. I used to play it a lot a few years back. I probably finished 5 or 6 times.
Damn, that's a lot of times. What's the game about?
You play as a detective that gets killed and sent to the afterlife. Then you spend most of your time trying to keep your soul from being deleted while trying to find out how you died. Damn, that's kind of morbid. It sounds like a lot of fun. What are the names of the characters? The wolf is the main character, Wolfstar. Then there's Rufus, Janice, and Hugo. The game has a few more main characters, but I guess they don't have keychains for them here.
I will admit, I like their designs.
They do seem to like they have a lot of personality. A bunch of buff men? Not my thing.
How ironic that the only girl in the group is saying that.
If I'm supposed to carry a keychain around with me everywhere, then I'd rather have a cute girl.
You just enjoy being a contrarian, don't you?
Maybe a little. Excuse me, how much for these?
Jun fishes for his wallet inside his pants as he calls to the student in charge of the tent. The guy or girl is sitting in the back of the booth, their back turned to us, so I can't really see whether it's a guy or not. Then they turn around and... Oh, it's Kobayashi. Ryoji-kun? You guys are here too. What's up? How come you've got a booth set up here? Shouldn't you be working at your class's display? The bear shrugs, absent-mindedly tapping away at his phone, in between sentences. His gaze never staying away on us for too long. It was boring, so I asked for permission to set up my own booth. I bought some products I knew were worth more than they were selling for and decided to flip them. I've gotten some good money so far.
Looks like you have a pretty decent business sense.
He shrugs again, his eyes never even registering Kei-kun's presence due to that being locked on his phone. I've always been good at estimating value of stuff related to gaming, I guess. Well, you are a game addict after all.
Hey, Ryoji-kun. How much for the Sins in Paradise keychains?
Ryoji doesn't even look at Jun's hand to see where he's pointing. As soon as he hears the game's name, he immediately looks to the exact place on the wall that they were placed and picks them up. These have been selling really well. Even though the game is kind of old and not well known in Japan. I guess people just like the designs. These 4 are the last ones I have. They're 3,500 yen each, but I'll sell them to you for 12,000 yen if you buy all 4.
Oh, even just for one, that's kind of pricey for me.
Kei-kun, Shuichi, and I look at each other, sharing our thoughts without having to exchange any words. The 3 of us pull out our own wallets. We'll take all 4. Then it becomes a bit cheaper for you, Jun.
What? Really?
You bet. Besides, I like their designs, so whichever one I get, I'll be happy.
Same here. Okay, thanks.
We pay Ryuji-kun, and he hands us our keychains. How do we decide who gets which?
Which one do you like the most, Yuichi-san?
I guess it would be... I forget what they look like. Let's just go with the wolf. I guess I like Wolfstar the best. He's the protagonist, right? I really like his design. His clothes are pretty cool, and he seems like a nice enough dude.
You're judging whether a character is nice by how they look in a chibi keychain?
Sure. That sounds like a totally reasonable thing to do, right?
Okay, then you can take Wolfstar. My favorite is Janice anyway. Then I guess I'll go for Hugo.
The one I liked the most was Rufus, so I'll go for him. I admire my new keychain, examining how good the color and molding of it is. The metal back is also really smooth and has a brushed feel that I quite like. Yep, these are pretty stylish.
Thanks a lot, Ryuji-kun. I love these.
Don't you want one, Saya?
Nah, I'm not really fond of keychains anyway.
Thank you for your business. June waves goodbye to Ryoji while we walk away. While everyone else either put the keychain in their pocket or with their keys, June walks around staring at his the whole time. He looks to be really pleased with it. It's kind of funny. The rest of the day isn't very eventful. We go around a few stalls eating together. We play a few games here and there. There's barely any time for us to do anything as everyone's breaks quickly end. This was the only time we could schedule for all 5 of us to go around together, so it's kind of sad that it ended so soon. As the other 4 leave to attend to their class's own events, I continue to roam around by myself until I get tired and decide to go back home. I have to mentally prepare myself for tomorrow, as the place is probably going to be much more packed. We got a keychain, and now we'll come back and do more festival stuff. Woo! Yay! As always, thank you all for joining. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!